STEAM. STEAM is an acronym that stands for 5 core subject areas: science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. STEAM programs emphasize the connection between these 5 subjects. One common misconception about STEAM is that as long as each subject is covered separately in the classroom, teachers are using a STEAM model. This is false. The key component of STEAM is the integration of all of these subject areas together. A true STEAM lesson requires students to use their knowledge of science, technology, engineering, the arts, math, and science all together to complete one given task. In our everyday lives, there isn't a single activity that we do where we are simply using just technology, just science, or just engineering. Take the simple task of taking a photograph, for example. When we take a photo, we aren't simply using just art to take the photo. There is a science behind taking a photo. We use lighting to take a better quality. We use math to determine how close we need to stand to the object we are trying to capture. And we use engineering when we crop the photo after it has been taken. STEAM is everywhere around us, whether we realize it or not. The purpose of bringing STEAM to the classroom is for students to integrate real-world experiences into their thinking. As teachers, we need to help our students to develop a STEAM mindset, where they are constantly integrating these subject areas together. With a STEAM mindset, students can critically think to solve problems. STEAM allows students to experiment, ask questions, use creativity to collaborate with peers, and additionally provide students with hands-on learning experiences. So, why should STEAM be used within your classroom? As teachers, our main goal is to prepare students for when they enter the real world. STEAM prepares students for real-world experiences that they will face in their everyday lives. As I stated before, STEAM is everywhere around us. We use STEAM when we are cooking, when we are navigating, and even when students are simply playing outside. Most jobs require that we work in a team setting, we critically think, and we use creativity. STEAM enhances student skills in all of these areas. A teacher that doesn't encourage the STEAM mindset might give their students a worksheet with 20 multiplication problems that requires them to practice math as an isolated skill. Instead, a teacher with a STEAM mindset encourages students to critically think and integrate multiple subject areas to a real-world experience. For example, let's talk about 2 different classrooms. In Classroom 1, students are given worksheets with multiple addition problems to enhance their skills in addition. In Classroom 2, students are applying math to real-world situations such as cooking. These students are given a problem where they have to double a recipe that calls for 10 milliliters of water. These students have to add 10 plus 10 to determine that the answer is 20. In both of these classroom situations, students are practicing addition. However, in Classroom 2, students are seeing addition applied in a real-world example.
There are many different types of learning that can be incorporated with STEAM. This is where you all as educators can really encourage students' growth and learning by actually doing hands-on activities. Group work can be incorporated here, which will help with the overall participation with every child involved. When we talk about inquiry-based learning, we are talking about how students can make their own choices based off of their personal interests. In inquiry-based learning, students start with a question first. The teacher acts as more of a facilitator here to help guide with students' learning instead of telling them what to do. This helps with students being in control of their own learning. Process-based learning helps students follow a set of steps to solve their problem. An example of this is called the design thinking process, which you will learn more about later in the presentation. Here, the students focus on following a routine. STEM is something that can be incorporated with all ages, grades, and developmental levels. STEAM is something that can be differentiated for all different levels based off the individuality of that student. These activities can become more in-depth and complex as they grow in their education. STEAM activities do not have to be fancy or complicated. Teachers can come up with their own STEAM activities just by using different things around them, such as paper towel rolls, recyclables, plastic bags, and foil, just to name a few. While using these inexpensive items, you can design towers with toilet paper rolls, small toy boats and planes out of aluminum and paper, catapults out of rubber bands, stethoscopes out of tape and funnels, and so much more. It all depends on how creative you and your students are willing to get. Remember, the technology part of STEAM doesn't always have to mean things like computers, iPads, and phones. Technology can be anything handmade, just like the items that I mentioned above. STEAM can have such a positive impact in the classroom when it's incorporated. Overall, learning can be more fun for students and teachers. Critical thinking skills are strengthened in the processes as well as collaboration with other students and participation. STEAM really gives students the chance to be innovative thinkers while being as creative as possible. Now that you know a little bit more about STEAM, here's a video showing how STEAM is used in the classroom. While you are watching, pay attention to see how each component of STEAM is implemented in the class: science, technology, engineering, the arts, and math. It might be helpful for you to take notes during this video.